So we gonna get into the era of the beginning of hip hop. As you know, we could say we get a bunch of tapes, cassettes, and things on the radio. First time I heard radio, I heard urban music. My mother put it on first. It was the TV. Then it's thing I didn't even know the TV come on. Like, you know, black people have this big black square TV in the living room, and it's like, yeah, you doing other things by the time, and one day they just put it on. And you like watching something. You're like, what the fuck is that? They had it off for a few years. Like, they didn't want it programming us early or watch it, so set it down to like 3 or 4. They put it on for the first time. Then the second thing they put on was the radio. Now I heard a couple songs that was like us on Hot 97. And this is the era of hip hop. So hip hop really sounded like Griselda back in the day. It's hard to listen to, raunchy lyrics. And it's like this how it started off, before the gloss and the commercial hits and all that. So it's like this on the radio, and once a while a glossy hit that everybody loves gets spin over the top. Come on, after about 75 records. Now, we fell in love with the game in 93. I'm like starting kindergarten. We like 4 or 5, you start kindergarten. In kindergarten, I was always in the D game, not even gonna lie. Had rough circumstances, early childhood, you know. But when I started falling in love with hip hop, I'm meeting Big L, me in the 4th, not in the 4th, we in kindergarten. We trying to hustle up some tapes, and I was like the original street team. So you meet all these faces and stuff like that, like planted, because you're a person young at 5 that made a business that's considered independent, which is the hip hop majors in the 90s era. Nobody could do more than 10 to 50,000 copies worldwide, no matter if it was Def Jam. LL Cool, they didn't go platinum until 96, 97. Now, the first platinum artist I made plat was Big and Craig Mack. But Big was like the first one. We put Big and Mac, like Diddy said, all over the streets and go a witness, because he's a big brother. I felt like he's like a person like me. I'm gonna make sure he shine. Now, my first 2 artists I give to the music business is Big L and Jay-Z. These are my friends since childhood. One is like, we started ground up everything, put all into this music thing to craft. Big L, my homie, before he died. And while I was there the day he died, know who killed him, know how it went down, or scenarios of what they put in my eye with technology, but most likely they killed him in front of my eyes because of some shit he kept fucking up Sean. He used the tactic to get signed. He just got a distro deal. And you know, the streets is trying to be streets. He trying to get out the streets and not be on another man's tail, because he just did some shit that I knew my man would pull the trigger about just the night before. So I lost my friend. Both of them. He went in for 15. So the cassette tape, we first got our first 7 platinum records. Moving artists. Me and Mariah Carey platinum at the first age of 5. Cause she didn't want to work with hip hop, didn't think it could sell, but that's what generated, she wanted to do something up tempo, so that gave us the creative shot. Her last album went sort of gold, but now it's on the verge with some of the records. They buying her older stuff and the newer stuff. You got the Honey and the Limelo, the classic Tom banger. It's not the same song. I know y'all get confused, but it's not. There's one that just fucks in like the skate key anthem. You put that joint on for the young boys, the old heads, and you say Limelo, they start wilding. Nothing you could do. It's just gonna turn up forever. So people been plotting, not plotting, but coming in your life, because of this since 5 years old. And this is the beginning of music. We turned platinum when I was 14. I was able to buy the record label from Vince and Dundee, Luke and Grange and Dundee, because they wanted to retire. They wanted to cancel out of it, even if it's so platinum. It's making black millionaires. They didn't want nothing to do with it. So I bought it, thinking they could invest into black people, so on, so on. Now, they love our females a lot, but they don't have the impression how you break it down to the black female. Why? Yeah, something that has nothing to do with nothing. I'm black. You're black. No matter what you perceive, you could be talented vocalist, singing melody. But in your boss's eyes, your music is not music, even if it sells. Because they talking slavery, they don't deem you a person to begin with. So I know y'all amazing, top of the top, just like how y'all thought hip-hop was a fad, blah, 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 didn't want to work, but now it's come down to the thing. But it's now reverting back to indie, indie. And I ain't going to front on you because I'm blase blah. I work the digital game and try to have y'all market yourself, push so you could get on easier. I could just point you to the label. I pointed Jid just recently. There's 2 I'm waiting on to drop. And I love Jid, so you right. Met him in Woodhull, 8827, at the bodega. Had a fight with a few of his friends and stuff like that. But he's the last artist that I pointed to y'all direction. Before the gloss and before the grid, this is what hip-hop always sound like. Don't get it confused. And that's why we fuck with this group, because they never change on the format. I love it. But that's the beginning street team. So you on the cover saying the most powerful man in music at 5 and life spins. But this is not the reason you deal with some of your day one wives, Nothing to do with it at all. I just fuck with it.